Hey guys, it's Little Rock Cutie 2005, also known as Andre, welcoming you guys to Late Night Frights. It is a battle week this week, and it is my day. Hopefully you guys check out everybody else's battles, as I always say. I'm gonna try and keep this kind of short because it's one that, my battle is actually going to be something we're going to be talking about later this month in depth, but my battle is between Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, and Halloween H20. So, to start out, gotta go with the story. Halloween 4 picks up 10 years after the original, and Michael's basically been in a sanitarium for 10 years, having somehow survived being burned alive in part 2. He finds out that he has a niece in Haddonfield. He escapes, goes after her. Dr. Loomis, who also somehow survived the explosion in part 2, is on his trail for most of the movie, and that's basically, you know, Captain Ahab versus the Shark sort of thing in Moby Dick, but you could kind of say that Michael Myers is Dr. Loomis's Moby Dick, per se. But what I do like about this movie is it was one of the first Halloween movies I saw when I was a young kid, probably like 5, 6 years old, so... But it had a really great story. It's one of my favorite sequels. But enough about that. And now we're going to get into H20. Basically, it takes place 20 years after the first one, and it marks the return of Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie. She's been in hiding from Michael for 20 years, and of course he finds her, comes after her. Her and her son, his girlfriend, the school security guard, they're the ones who are still on campus, and they're basically trying to survive Halloween, and basically, you know, he's coming after all of them, but basically he wants Laurie, so, but that's the story of that one. So, actually, I gotta say, the story's pretty much a tie, because you got 10 years after the original with part 4, 20 years after the original with H20, so, no contest, that round's a tie. Round 2, I have to go with the casting. With Halloween 4, of course, you have Donald Pleasance back as Dr. Loomis, but you also have Ellie Cornell as Rachel Carruthers, Danielle Harris as Jamie Lloyd, who are really believable as these two adopted sisters, and they're the two central characters you follow through most of the movie, and it's really cool to see how Rachel pretty much serves as Jamie's protector for the whole movie, which I just love. And some of the other cast, I know there's Bo Starr, he plays Sheriff Meeker. Kathleen Kinmon is Kelly Meeker, who's the sheriff's daughter. It's pretty much all I can remember when it comes to casting. But with H20, you, of course, you know, Jamie Lee Curtis, Josh Hartnett, LL Cool J, Michelle Williams. This movie had a fantastic cast, so for round 2, casting, H20. Round 3, I'm going to go with the kills. With part 4, one of the most memorable is near the beginning, where Michael just punctures this paramedic's forehead with his thumb, killing him instantly. There's the shotgun kill where he spears Kelly Meeker to a wall, which, have you guys ever noticed that in almost every one of the Halloween movies that Michael seems to spear someone to a wall with something? I noticed that when I've been watching some of these movies, and I'm like, could that be a coincidence that he does that almost every single time? But we've also got, you know, the kill of Earl, who's a truck driver, who's basically taking Rachel and Jamie out of Haddonfield near the end of the movie. I think those are the only, like, really memorable kills I can think of, but those are some good kills. With H20, you've got a cameo by Joseph Gordon-Levitt in the beginning. He gets an ice skate to the face. You've got the death of Marion, who's from 1 and 2, the nurse. She gets her throat cut. There's one girl who gets her leg messed up, and then Michael just hollows her out and hangs her from, like, this light. And I want to say those were, like, those are pretty much the most memorable. So, for kills, it's going to be a tie, I gotta say. So, round 4, I'm going to go with overall direction. Part 4 was directed by Dwight H. Little, who would go on to direct stuff like Marked for Death. I can't even remember what else he directed. I'd have to look on his IMDb page, but I do know he did Marked for Death, which also starred Danielle Harris, and he did a solid directing job with Part 4. H20, on the other hand, was directed by a horror veteran, Steve Miner, who did Friday the 13th Part 2 and 3. He did the Day of the Dead remake, which of course was complete shit, but you can't fault him for one bad movie. I mean, this, Friday the 13th, 2 and 3, all solid movies. So for overall direction, round 4 has to go to H20. So right now it is 3-2. And so for the final round, it's going to be overall enjoyment. Part 4 is one I watch quite a bit, no matter what time of the year it is. It's one I usually reach for when I want to watch a Halloween movie, besides like 1, 2, and H20, because it's one of my favorites of the later sequels, and it's just one that I have a lot of fond memories with. I could tell you a couple stories of what scared me in it as a kid, but that would take up too much time, and I don't know about upload speed here, so... But 4 is highly enjoyable for me. H20 is one I used to watch a lot when I had it on VHS when I was younger, and then when I got the DVD I watched it even more. So this is one I highly enjoy because of the cast. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis, as I said, you know, Josh Hartnett. It's a solid cast, you know, solid performances, solid directing. So overall enjoyment is definitely going to be a tie. So with 4-3, it is going to be Halloween 4 for my winner, and I hope you guys get a chance to check out everybody else's battles. Check out all of the other videos on our channel. I guess that's all I can say for now, but once again, I am Little Rocker Cutie 2005, also known as Andre, telling you to enjoy life, enjoy some Skittles, enjoy some Starburst, keep it forever horror, guys, and in the immortal words of my faithful partner Chris, or Buffy Zini Man on my channel, he always says, eat some chicken, and I'll catch you guys next week.